Have you ever found yourself in the middle of your manifestation journey and thinking to yourself, how am I going to maintain my progress? When I have to repeat these actions day in, day out, how do I keep myself motivated? How do I keep things spicy? Well, that's precisely what we're going to explore here today in today's episode. How you can make this journey fun on your way towards destination manifestation.
Take a step back for the ones who can't do that. Hope I separate from my past.
I'm your host, Brittany Hoopes, and if you're already subscribed to the show, thank you so much, you destination manifestation traveler. I hope your journey has been that much better because you've been listening to this podcast. And if you're here for the first time, well, this is going to be a very special treat for you. Today, I just want to kind of start this show off with just a quick story for you. So I like to keep things real. I like to keep you guys in the know. I like to be upfront about what I'm currently manifesting, what I've already manifested. I mean, we're all on this journey here together, right? And so I think I mentioned in the past couple episodes that the big manifestation I'm currently working on is, my health journey, my balancing my hormones journey, my starting my family journey, all these beautiful things that are connected to mind and body and baby and everything. I'm good in alignment. I'm feeling great. I'm eating all the good things. I'm working out multiple times a week. I'm lifting weights. Okay. I bought some dumbbells. I own dumbbells now. I don't want to go to the gym. If I'm going to be lifting weights, it better be in the other room. Okay. I'm not getting the car to go to that. I'm doing all the things and things are going really well. Things are going good. There's no problems. There's no blocks anymore. I got rid of those. I'm figuring out what's working for me. I know what I need to do. I'm motivated to do it. And the beautiful thing is I know how to create that motivation within me should it wane. And the question becomes, now what? Right? As of right now, I'm just kind of manifesting time, you might say. And here's the thing. I want to manifest time. I want to manifest time because I actually don't want to manifest this weight loss and this hormone balancing like literally overnight. Could you imagine how nauseous you would feel if all your hormones just went blah, 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 like all overnight? Or you lost, like in my case, I want to lose 80 pounds. Like if I lost 80 pounds overnight, that means something is drastically wrong. Okay. Very severely wrong. It would probably mean I'm ill. It would be bad news bears. Okay. I'm balancing my hormones. A healthy process looks like a gradual process. That means it's working. That means it's going well. And so a few weeks ago, as I was sort of contemplating all these things, I had this thought, well, what do I do now? Because for some of us, it can feel a little strange to not have any drama. So much of getting in alignment and the manifestation process is like the shadow work, right? It's like looking at what might be blocking you in the subconscious mind, or even like aligning your energies, trying to overcome something, trying to get your mind reset around something. And that's all really valuable work. I mean, that's a lot of what we do in hypnotherapy is releasing these things, getting an energetic alignment with these things. But there comes a certain time where you kind of look around and you're like, there's no problem here. There's no drama here. My brain can't try to make a narrative out of this journey. If we were watching a movie version of my manifestation right now, I am very clearly in that montage. You know how movies do that like montage to try to show time where they're like, oh, look, she's going after her goals. Look at her do all these things again and again and again. And they put some jazzy music underneath it and there's the montage, right? That's what I'm in right now. And if you're listening to this episode, it's probably the part where you're in right now. There's nothing to coach on. There's nothing to unblock. There's nothing to overcome. I hate to say it, but like the drama, the story of some of the things that have been blocking us, sometimes to overcome those things can feel very fun and rewarding. Like you feel the shift. Like my clients love when they came into a session with a hard limiting belief and then they leave that session having felt the release of that. Like that's a fun experience. That feels like you're making progress. It's something you feel immediately. Not all of your manifestation journey is going to feel like that. Sometimes it just is. And all you need to do from there is just be consistent and take aligned action. So this episode is for all of you who are in the middle of your manifestation journeys. You know where you want to go. Okay. You've taken your Google Maps. You've plugged it into the universal GPS. You're out there on the highway, barreling towards destination manifestation. And now all of a sudden, you take a turn and the Google Map says, turn right in 200 miles. And you're like, oh, okay. Yep. I'm going to be on this road for a while. What do you do then? How do you stay motivated? How do you keep it spicy? How do you keep it fresh? That's what we're going to explore here today. So I'm going to share with you some of those things to look out for. Some of those things that you might be doing that make the waiting time worse. And so you know what to avoid and what you can do instead. So let's continue. Let's pretend you're on mile 1 of 200 on that stretch of straight, boring highway towards your dreams. You're doing the same actions again and again and again. Here are some things that might make that worse and then what we can do about it. One thing that might make it worse, just like if you were on a road trip and like you were a little kid, is asking, are we there yet? Have you guys ever been that person? Have you ever been in a car with that child that's like, are we there yet? Like every 2 miles. And you're like, oh my gosh, if you ask me if we're there yet, like 100 more times on this trip, I am going to lose my mind. And so I heard this sort of brilliant analogy or like saying from one of my colleagues, the Manifestation Matters podcast. If you don't listen to that podcast as well, definitely add it to your rotation. It's great. And he explained manifestation kind of like how you would slow cook good barbecue. Now, you guys know I'm in Austin, Texas. I love me some good barbecue. When you are slow cooking barbecue, there's a saying in the barbecue community, according to him, that if you're looking, you ain't cooking. And I love that. That means if you're kind of peeking and opening that lid of the smoker, you're letting all that steam out. You're letting all the heat out to look and see how done your meat is that you're cooking. And you're not cooking it then, and you're actually making it worse. So what you want to do, according to these barbecue pit masters, is you want to just let it be. You just want to let it sit and simmer and smoke and do all of its stuff that it does. You can tell I'm not a barbecue master. You want to let it be for 10 to 12 hours to really do its thing. And that's the exact same with our manifestations too. If you were to ask yourself continually during this long stretch of repetition, if you're asking yourself, am I there yet? Where's my result? Where is it? Where is this? Especially for those journeys where we don't know when the manifestation will be there. To tell you the truth, a weight loss journey or a health journey like I'm on, it's a little bit more predictable. I know if I stay to these particular, set of eating habits instead of working out habits, I'll lose about 1 pound a week. That can be my barometer. And then I know roughly when I'll get there. I might encounter some roadblocks on the way or a vacation that kind of throws me off track or whatnot. That's fine. I'll deal with that when it comes. But for a lot of us, our manifestations, we have no idea. It could be tomorrow. It could be 8 years from now. It all depends on our alignment and our consistency and our focus. So if you're asking yourself, am I there yet? Am I there yet? Where is it? Where is it? The vibration that's inherent in those sets of thoughts and that mindset is one of lack. Okay. It's the awareness of, I don't have this thing. So where is it? You wouldn't be looking for something you have, right? You lose your keys. That's when you look for them. You don't look for your keys when you know where they are. They're just there. You go right to them. So you're vibrating, I don't have the thing when you're looking. You might as well be driving in circles there in the middle of the desert. You ain't going nowhere. So instead of asking, are we there yet? Am I there yet? Where is my manifestation? Focus on where you are and just feel really good about that. Recognize where you are. Find what can feel good about celebrating and focusing on those smaller wins and the progress that you're making. That's why I kind of love having these little like micro manifestations to kind of collect on the way. It's like playing a game, right? It's like, you remember, Super Mario 64? Is that the game? I don't know. It's been a while. You guys ever played that? Mario goes around, he collects all the coins, right? Now the coins was like the little mini things that you do. You want to collect stars in that game. Stars were like the big things, right? And there was like 100 stars in the land before you go save Peach, right? But the coins were kind of these like little mini games throughout. make sure you're collecting your coins. Okay. I know you want that star, but guess what? That star is 200 miles from here, but there's 100 coins on the way. Start collecting those, the wins, the progress. For me, okay, my star is having a baby, but focusing on my weight loss and my body changes and my hormones are helping me collect those coins along the way. It's showing me that actually there are shifts that are happening. I am healing, even when my core manifestation hasn't arrived yet. And that was really a big aha moment for me when I realized, before I was just looking like, am I pregnant? Am I not? And then it felt like failure, not having it. Where is it? Where's my baby? Where's my baby? Where's my baby? Right? That was the equivalent of if you're looking, you ain't cooking. I wasn't cooking. This oven, there was no bun in this oven when I was looking. Okay. And so instead I wanted to look for something that would tell me that I'm on the right track without needing there to be that positive pregnancy test. And so for somebody like me who has PCOS, eating healthy in this way and losing weight was actually a tangible way to show me that my body was reversing. Because if you have PCOS, if you know this, weight gain is a symptom of it, right? And so that was a way I could collect the coins along the journey to know, okay, sure, I'm not pregnant yet, but look at these positive things that are happening. My body is responding. I'm moving in the right direction. And so there are so many fun exercises that you can do to make this process to collect your coins along the way. In fact, here's one that's very similar to it. See that your manifestation is one that requires consistency for you. You need to do the same action again and again and again. Maybe it's making sales calls. Maybe it's posting on social media. Maybe it's creating podcast episodes if you're a podcaster as well. Maybe it's doing workouts. I mean, anything that's going to require something you to be consistent over time and that stretch of time until you manifest what you desire. A good way is to track that and collect that. One way to sort of create sort of a visual in your mind to really show you your progress would be putting a marble in a jar every single time you do one of those consistent actions. Again, we're trying to show your conscious mind, look, I'm making progress. Look, I'm doing what I said I'm going to do. I'm being in integrity with myself. You could even keep a journal and write, your progress along the way. It's so much fun to go back. There's been manifestations I've had where I've kept journals to go back and reread those old journal entries, 5 months, 10 months, 5 years down the road to recognize how far along you've made progress. Here's another really great manifestation hack that I absolutely love. Have you ever heard of the 1 second a day app? Okay, so it's this app. It's called 1 second a day. I'll link to it in my show notes. And it basically requires you to take a short little video or even a live photo or just a normal photo on your phone every day. And then you clip 1 second of that and it strings them together to create a movie for you. Well, a lot of people do this. I just do this just to sort of chronicle my year and kind of see what my year was like. But a great way to use this for manifestation is to take a 1 second or longer. You can edit it down to just 1 second, but to take a picture or a video every day about something that you've done to move you closer to your goals. Say I'm doing it for my own goal. I'll take a picture or a video of my healthy breakfast that I made, or a sweaty selfie after a workout, or a picture of where I'm at on the scale, something like that, where once I string those 1 seconds together using this app, I could go back and watch my entire journey. And it's really motivating to be able to see in the span of like 3 minutes, to be able to see months and months and months of your progress over time. That's a really cool feeling to have that. So those are some ways to collect your coins on your journey towards the star, right? To make it fun and to celebrate those small wins along the way. So what's another thing that you might do on a long road trip that would make it feel even more boring and even more painful? Could you imagine taking a long road trip and sitting there in complete silence? Nope, you didn't put on this podcast. You didn't listen to your audiobooks. You didn't listen to your favorite music. No, you wouldn't do that. Not for a 20-hour road trip. You would want to do something that makes it entertaining to yourself, to distract yourself from the long monotony of just continuing to go, and repeat and repeat and repeat. So at the same time, you wouldn't want to do that for your manifestations either, right? You want to find a way to entertain yourself, distract yourself, to make the journey fun along the way. So here's a good rule of thumb for your manifestations. If it feels good for you to think about that thing that you want to manifest, by all means, dream into it. Spend as much time as you possibly can visualizing, daydreaming, just feeling how good it will feel. It does feel to really embody that end result here right now, to live as if you are that person. Spend as much time there as you can. You can even sort of make fun games out of it. I'll share this fun game that I did back in my early 20s. So Stephen and I, my husband, we wanted to take our first like real vacation together. And we decided, let's go to Disney World. Let's do a week-long trip going to Disney. And at the time, I think I was a receptionist somewhere. I was making like no money. And Stephen, I think he either was still in grad school or like we were broke. Okay. We did not have any money. So it took a very long time to save up for this Disney trip, couple $1,000 Disney trip, right? What I did in the meantime though, and I don't even know where I got this, but I got this little keychain, a little Mickey Mouse keychain. And I put it on my keys. And so every time I locked or unlocked the house to go in and out of our apartment at the time when we were living in New York, I would see this little keychain and it would just remind me like, we're going to Disney. Like we're that much closer. We saved up $300. Now it's $500, now we're to 1,000, right? And it helped remind us that like, we're going on this trip. So what might be a little visual reminder that you have that can remind you of your manifestation? I'll even share one that I have with you guys here right now. If you're watching the video version of this podcast, which is on YouTube, if you guys are interested with the video version, I'm showing you here right now this little seashell that I have. I keep it on my desk. And so this seashell I picked up. It's so beautiful. I don't know if you can see it. It's really a pretty design. I picked this up in Seaside, Florida, this most recent vacation that Stephen and I did when we visited Florida this summer. And I just felt so aligned. I felt so connected to nature and the ocean and all that is. And to be quite honest, that just the energy of my baby, like the energy of the baby that I'm manifesting, the soul that I will be bringing into this earth. And I just got this overwhelming sort of download one time when I was walking on the beach. And it was like, I'm in all of this. I'm in all of this. And I'll be a part of you soon too. Like it was just this beautiful sort of message. And I looked down and I saw this seashell. The beaches in Seaside are just like, they're just gorgeous. If you ever want to go someplace, I highly recommend 30A, Seaside, Florida. It's gorgeous. But I will say that it's not a super shelly beach. There's not that many shells. It's very smooth, beautiful white sand. But I found this seashell and I picked it up and I decided to bring it home with me. I don't know if I was supposed to do that, but I brought it home with me. And I keep it on my desk because it really does feel like the embodiment of nature and the energy of all that is. And just that beautiful content, just knowing that I felt when I was there, just knowing that like, I'm a mother. I already am. And this soul already exists and it's already a part of all that is, including this little shell. And it's just a matter of alignment and divine timing, until the soul decides to come from the shell into my oven. That's what we're waiting on, right? And I'm going to enjoy the journey as it goes. And so whenever I pick up the shell, sometimes when I'm doing sessions or even just when I'm, just sitting here when I want to become more aligned and more connected, find some sort of physical representation that might embody these things for you. Another fun thing that I like to do, especially as it relates to the manifestations I'm working on, is I love to find things on Instagram. You could also use Pinterest, but I don't know. I don't go on Pinterest that much anymore. I don't know about you guys. I go on Instagram a lot or even TikTok, and I'll find something I want to manifest. Maybe it's like a certain outfit, like, that I can't wait to wear this, like this outfit. And so when I'm doing my visualizing, I have all these outfits that I saved from Instagram. I'll just pull up one from Instagram, an outfit that I really like. And then I'll use that. I'll try that outfit on in my visualization. So I'm visualizing my body nice and fit and healthy, but pregnant. And so then I'll pick that particular outfit from my closet, my manifestation closet, which is my picture saved on Instagram, and it'll kind of give my mind a little bit of a fodder of what I want to visualize in my upcoming sort of visualization session, whether that be in a hypnosis audio or before I fall asleep at night or whatever that might be. So if your actions that are required for this dream that you want to manifest, if they feel solid to you, if you feel like, yep, I'm doing this consistently, it feels aligned, then find ways to add novelty or challenge or even start a new skill entirely. The key thing is, though, you have to make sure that you keep those original actions going, because that's one of the risks of pursuing a manifestation that requires a lot of consistent action again and again and again. A lot of us, we run out of the novelty. It becomes too like normal to us. And then we're on to the next hobby or we're on to the next dream. I mean, I was one of the biggest offenders of that. How many businesses I started again and again and again, doing so many different things. And so no, if you want to manifest something in particular, you have to stick with it. But if you still like novelty, if you still like challenge and you aren't getting that from the actions that are required for your current manifestations, you can add them in other areas of your life. Just know that this is not an excuse to jump ship. It's kind of like a juggler, in the circus, right? The juggler's juggling two balls, right? And they're nice and good. They're juggling those balls really well. That's easy for them. They'll throw in a third. That does not mean that they drop the first two and then they just juggle the third one, right? We need to make sure that if we're adding in challenge, if we're adding in novelty, that we're keeping everything else that existed there afloat in the meantime. Destination Manifestation will be right back. So let me ask you this. When do you plan on living your dream life? Seriously. Because here's the thing, the past is done. The future is never promised. So when? Honestly, now is the only time you have to live a life of your dreams. Because the now is all you are ever guaranteed. It's all you ever really truly have. Now, I'm sure you guys see this all the time, right? These days, we have such amazing people doing such amazing things. We have international superstars like Taylor Swift and Beyonce taking the music world by storm. We have entrepreneurs that are literally funding their way to space. We have Nobel-winning scientists developing life-saving vaccines and cures to diseases. I mean, it's literally mind-blowing. And hey, don't get me wrong. I love these big, huge, life-changing manifestations. I see them every day. But just yesterday, I was traveling on home and I was thinking to myself, what if you just want to enjoy your life a little bit more fully and manifest a life that brings you joy, contentment, maybe a little bit extra fun, freedom, time? Or maybe it's manifesting a new job or a move to a new city or even meeting your soulmate, your dream partner. Maybe it's manifesting a business that affords you a life to focus on your passions and what you love most. Hey, I manifested that. I understand. Well, it turns out that's exactly what one-on-one hypnotherapy and coaching is designed to help you do. From manifesting more abundance, whether that be money, time, freedom, love, to creating a life that you're actually excited to live. One-on-one hypnotherapy and coaching can help you create the mindset that will fuel a better, more joyful life for you. And through my one-on-one hypnotherapy and coaching programs, I'll take your hand and I'll guide you through the tools that you need to align your thoughts, your beliefs, and your actions to create a life of your wildest dreams. Trust me, right now the world just feels downright chaotic. There's so many different things that are competing for our attention. You got the news, you got social media, obligations, chores, responsibilities. There's so many demands placed on us that it just feels like there's nothing left for you. But with my programs that use the power of hypnotherapy specifically for manifestation, my one-on-one hypnotherapy and coaching programs are like having that personal trainer, but for your mind. That's kind of what I am, because together we build those mental muscles that are required to believe in your success, to map out a plan, and to support you every step of the way so that you can begin to live life on your own terms. Trust me, now is the time to live your life and start manifesting your success today. Go to BrittanyHoopes.com to learn more. So what if it doesn't feel good to think about your manifestation. Like you're still too aware of the lack of it. If that's the case, if you think about your manifestation and it doesn't feel good to think about it, think about something else entirely. Okay, this is what people say when they say, stop trying, that they stop trying for things and then it just happens. It's because they're no longer on the subject. They're no longer focused on the lack of the thing that they want. They're focused on something else that feels really good. Well, that got them to in alignment. And then all the other things that they manifest just kind of came rushing in. That's the beautiful thing about alignment. You do not need to be aligned on the particular subject of the thing that you want to manifest. You just need to be an aligned being, aligned vessel. And then all these requests you've made out to the universe will come in once you're in that state of alignment. So if you focus on something, anything that makes you happy, it sort of unblocks those things and it allows what the universe has already created for you to enter into your life, or it inspires you into the action to be able to do those things. So if you think about your current manifestation, whatever that might be, and it does not feel completely wonderful and amazing, and you don't want to just relish in that feeling, you are blocking it. So think about anything else. Well, I can't say anything else. Think about something that feels good to you. Maybe it's puppies or babies or rainbows or a good, nice walk outside. Ooh, it's starting to feel like fall. And by fall, I mean high 80s in Texas. That feels wonderful. I took a walk this morning and it felt glorious. Okay. Put yourself in situations that feel really good to you. That's the beauty of manifestation. We don't have to think about the topic of that manifestation constantly to manifest it. We just have to be in a high vibrational state, an open state. The ask is there. The moment we have the desire, the ask was received by the universe the moment you want it. So asking again and again and again doesn't bring it to you any faster. If anything, it's like the first point I made. Are we there yet? Can present a block. So you've asked, the universe has answered. And so now it is your job to become a vibrational match to allow it in. It's kind of like getting on an elevator. Okay. You press the button of what floor you want to go on to. You want to go to the tip top high vibration floor, right? And then you're good. You don't have to, that elevator will take you up. You don't need to press the button and press it and press it and press it and again and again and again, right? That just jams the elevator. It makes people feel very annoyed at you. And just keeps you on that ground floor. You can press it once and then you can allow it to move on. You think about something else. The button has been pressed. You're good. You just have to allow yourself to be lifted up to that vibration. You think about something lovely. Do something that makes you happy. Let your vibrations soar. That's what vibrations are so interesting. It's so much more about letting go and allowing and surrendering and being open, keeping that open channel, that unblocked energy. That's so much more the energy that it is. The receivership of it is so much more important than the trying, the efforting, the am I here, the looking, the going at it this way. And I also want you to remember that your life is happening in the meantime. Okay. When you're on that 200-mile stretch of straight highway towards your manifestation, you're on the journey and your life is the journey. You don't want to skip right towards the destination. You wouldn't want to teleport there. That wouldn't be fun. If you could just I think actual teleportation I would really enjoy, but for the sake of this metaphor, you wouldn't want to teleport to where you are here now straight to your destination, because then it would lose all its juice. If you could just have anything you wanted the moment you snap your fingers, you take it all for granted. There would be no happiness because there'd be no contrast. There'd be no difference. You wouldn't know what it felt like to experience progress and to feel what it feels like to go on the actual journey. It wouldn't be fun. So find ways to make this journey fun. Find ways to look back on it. And that's the manifestations that I kind of love the most. I love the manifestations where I look back on the journey and I actually miss the journey more than even the thing that I created, the thing that I manifested. Those are the best manifestations because that's you just living a glorious, beautiful life. Find ways to make this journey fun, whether it has to do with the topic of your manifestation or not. Find the fun. You know another way to ruin a very long road trip? getting a flat tire, or finding yourself unprepared, right? So use this time, this consistent long stretch of time, to reinforce your success, to ensure your success. You can use this time to prepare for any obstacles that may come up for you. Get out ahead of it. Make sure you're equipped to handle whatever may come your way, because that's going to help you build your confidence as well, knowing that you're covered on all sides. It makes me think of my husband when we go on long road trips. When we moved from LA to Austin, we drove both times. And my husband, he always makes sure he takes the car. I always appreciate it. He takes the car to go get inspected before a long road trip. He fills the tires with air. He makes sure we have plenty of gas. He makes sure there's nothing wrong with the car. He does everything that he can to make sure that we're set up for success. And so if you blow out a tire on your way to destination manifestation, what can you do here and right now to ensure that you'll be able to get back on the road? Because what a shame that would be, to be at mile 100 of 200, halfway towards your manifestation, encounter an obstacle, and then just be like, oh, who cares? I'm not going anymore. And turning your way back home, or just sitting there stuck. That would be such a shame for all the progress you've already made. Now, I just want to say this. I am only mentioning this tip because I know you're an advanced manifester. That's why you're listening to this podcast. Because this point, if you aren't careful, can become a little tricky for you. We do not need to dwell here very long. This is not me giving you an excuse to go have anxiety and worries about all the what ifs of bad things that could happen on your journey. Okay. No, this is not the energy we're wanting to bring to this. We do not need to dwell here very long because we don't want to manifest these things. If you give the obstacles too much of your focus, you will manifest those obstacles. What we're wanting to focus on is not the problem, but the solution. That's a very different vibration, right? If worry is focusing on the problem, what if this happens? What if that happens? Where I'm telling you to focus and to use this time to focus is, what things can I be doing to ensure my success? Ooh, don't you feel the difference in the vibration of that? Rather than being like, what's all the problems that could happen? What could I be doing to ensure my success? I want you focused on solutions as opposed to problems. Why it's helpful to do this is because for many of us, being prepared and knowing that we're covered on all sides can be incredibly empowering. It can demonstrate our dedication to this dream, the fact that nothing will derail you. It can help boost your confidence, not because the action itself creates your confidence, but because of the thoughts you'll have about yourself. About it. You'll think, I'm prepared. And that kind of thought creates confidence, just like we talked about in episode 2. Actions don't create feelings, but the thoughts that you're going to think when you have a plan A, a plan B, and a plan C are the kinds of thoughts that are like, no matter what, I'm covered. No matter what happens, this will happen for me. You see how it begins to bolster your belief when you know that got things covered from all sides. It's inevitable that your manifestation will be there because you know what to do no matter what happens. This kind of reminds me of a time when I was super dedicated to working out. I was very motivated. I was feeling very good. I was on that journey. I was working out nearly every day. And then I broke my foot. Oh, and this is the kicker. Get it? Kicker. This was the second time I broke my foot in 15 months and it was in the exact same place. So I was like, are you kidding me? I just had healed this foot and now I broke it again. Same spot. But I quickly pivoted my plan. I was still very dedicated in my workouts. I didn't say, oh, I have a broken foot. Now I can't work out. No, I was still dedicated to that manifestation. What I did is I got a VR headset and I started doing these really fun virtual reality workouts on this app called Supernatural, which I really love the app. I'm just going to be honest with you. I'll link to it in case you're interested. It's fun, but I think it's like $20 a month. And I just could not get myself to consistently pay that for this. It felt like something that should be free with ads, or it should be like $5 a month. Just $20 just seemed like too much. $20 really isn't that much. I spend $20 a month on many things, but it's just like I didn't want to add this another subscription. But I will say it's very fun. If you're interested in exploring virtual reality and workouts, it will get your heart rate up. I freaking loved it. And it got my heart rate up. I didn't have to move my feet all that much as I was healing. I kind of just sort of swayed back side to side. I did squats in place. You have to find a level of dedication to your manifestation that you won't be blown off course if the wind blows in a different direction? How can you make sure you're solid? So here's something that I'd like us to do, okay? Let's really make sure that we are solid here on this stretch of journey ahead of us. So I just want you to tune in to where you are here right now, where you are here on this manifestation journey. You're at that point in your manifestation journey where it's just time for you to just keep showing up. You could look at this expanse of time and continual repeatable action ahead of you, and you could think that it's scary or it's boring. Or you could put yourself on cruise control and just enjoy the ride. What would that look like for you to do that? What is cruise control? In this way that you just got the wind blowing in your hair, right? It just feels good to be riding along this journey, to allow yourself to look around, take a deep breath, and allow yourself to just be easy with all of this. To just coast. What does it feel like to be coasting towards your manifestation? So I always say, we can allow this to be easy. It's not going to be easy. Meaning there might be things that feel hard, but you're capable of doing hard things. But how can you infuse this process with more ease? Ease. Coasting. You know what to do. An absence of resistance. How can you release and let go any of that drama you might be bringing in just to make this a little bit more exciting or fun? We don't need drama to be fun. Ease can be fun. An absence of resistance can be fun. You know how to be. There are zero problems you have to solve here. Just inspired action to do. And the key word is inspired. Yes, tap in to that inspiration. Spice it up, ramp it up. Flow with it all. Just enjoy every step. Enjoy every moment. How can you make tomorrow better than today? What if that was your only goal? How do I make tomorrow with this manifestation and this process better than today? How can I enjoy myself even more during this part of my journey? Ooh, just relish in that, enjoying each step. You know, it's so funny. It reminds me of my wedding when I was planning my wedding. When I was planning my wedding about 6 years ago, I will admit, let's just call a spade a spade. I was a bridezilla. Okay. I was full on bridezilla Brittany mode. Okay. I was not in alignment when I was planning my wedding. Luckily, the marriage itself, complete alignment. The actual wedding itself, the most beautiful day of my life, complete in alignment. The wedding was stunning, right on the beach in Malibu. Oh, it was perfect. Okay. But the journey of planning that wedding was not an aligned experience. It was like if I was driving towards destination manifestation, it was just speed bump after speed bump after speed bump. And I was just nauseous and puking out the window. Okay. That's what the journey was like towards that manifestation, even though the destination was beautiful. And so I found myself kind of scared when my next sort of big life milestone came up, when my husband and I decided that we wanted to build our house. I found myself feeling a little apprehensive, like, yikes, I don't want to be as stressed as I was when I was planning my wedding. I don't want to bring that misalignment to this big life experience too. And so I made that decision. I made the decision that it wouldn't be. Okay? Because guess what? You get to decide. I made the decision to find as much joy as I could in every single stage of this process. And so it actually was pretty quick. It took about 8 months to build our house, and I just relished and enjoyed every step. Visiting each weekend to check out the progress. Ooh, look, there's windows. We have doors now. Look, they put in the tile. You know, picking out the various finishes and paint colors and the flooring, even securing our mortgage is something that you wouldn't think would be all that fun. A completely aligned, easy experience. And lucky for us, we got a mortgage at like the lowest rates ever to have ever been, right? It was perfect timing, perfect aligned timing. And I just savored sort of every moment of it. I felt like I was on HGTV or something. Like it was so much fun. And it was a long manifestation. It was a manifestation that took my attention for those good 8 months. And sometimes it felt like I was on mile 30 of 200, then mile 50, then mile 70, right? We just kept inching our way towards this beautiful new home. But instead of letting each mile fill me with stress and issues and problems and drama, I just enjoyed every step of the way. And when something came up, because it inevitably would, I would just sort of allow that alignment to say, okay, where can I find solutions here? Where's the vibration of this solution? And it was glorious. It was some of the most fun months I've ever had. It kind of makes me want to go be a house flipper or something. It was so much fun, but I know it wasn't actually the act of creating the house that was fun. It was my alignment that I brought to it. And so I really vowed that for each and every life journey I'll be on from here on out, that I want to feel that way. When pregnancy ends up being a next big life journey, I'm going to savor every moment, even the nauseous ones, because that's all you. That decision is you. That's who you decide to be on this journey. It has nothing to do with the wedding. It had nothing to do with the house. It had nothing to do with the actual topic of your manifestation, the actual thing. How you show up is very different and very separate than the actual manifestation itself. You can make any journey a fun and fulfilling one if you want to. You can learn things, even journeys that are hard, even journeys that we look at and we're like, whew. It doesn't mean that it's fun, that it won't be hard. Both those things can exist at the same time. How can you learn lessons from it? How can you become more of who you want to be because of it? You just have to find what makes it fun. Find the fun. Ask, what can be fun about this today? Ask your brain that question. I love posing questions. I mean, that's literally what coaching is. I ask you high quality questions because your brain loves seeking answers. It's very hard for your brain to be asked a question and then to not like resolve it. It's kind of like when you sing like half a verse of a chorus and you know how your brain like wants to finish the rest of the chorus? Like you can't just be like, stop singing right in the middle. Your brain wants to answer questions. So ask your brain valuable questions. What can make this even more fun today? What have I accomplished so far? How can I ensure my success no matter what? What can feel good about all this? What already feels good about all of this? What feels good in my life right now? What do I want to focus on? And focus there. Here, I was talking about Super Mario before. I'm going real deep. If you're a 90s kid, you're going to love this. Think about Mario Kart. Yet another fun Mario game from childhood. You know how you get those speed boosts? When you hone your alignment to one of enjoying your journey, that's the speed boost on that long expanse of highway towards destination manifestation. So go ahead and get it. Collect your coins, get your speed boost, have fun with this. So thank you, travelers, for joining us here today on yet another journey towards destination manifestation. I'm so grateful that I get to be here. Like, thank you for allowing me into your earbuds, allowing me into your speakers, allowing me to kind of hitch a ride. I'm like a hitchhiker on your journey towards destination manifestation. I appreciate it that I get to guide you in the direction of your dreams because you're absolutely incredible. And if you haven't done already, be sure to subscribe to this podcast because next week we're going to talk about what do you do if you're feeling stagnant? You're feeling like there has to be something more to life, something more to yourself, something more to your possibility. Don't worry. I'm extending out my hand to you. Okay. I'm going to pull you up and get you unstuck from that feeling. And one other thing I want you to do after listening to this episode is this. Visit BrittanyHoopes.com/manifestation audio. I'll link to it in the show notes. So you have that link there. And that's where you're going to find something that's going to help you so much. You know how we were talking about tools and ways to make this journey fun? You're going to find a hypnosis audio that I've recorded for you that's absolutely free that can help you manifest your dreams. It really, truly is the perfect audio to use to infuse some fun into this journey. I personally just love visualizing. It's like watching my own personalized little movie in my mind. It's really kind of some of the most fun entertainment ever. That's what's so beautiful about it. It's kind of like taking like gummy vitamins that taste really good. Not only does it taste really good and it's really fun, but it helps retrain your brain in the process. It's healthy for you and your manifestations. It's amazing how something so good for you and your dreams can be so much fun too. So be sure to go to BrittanyHoopes.com/manifestation audio and pick up that hypnosis audio, download it for yourself and try it today. So I hope you've learned a lot of fun tips and tricks to make this portion of your manifestation journey a little spicy, a little bit more motivated than before. All music for this podcast is by AQ. And be sure to check us out next episode. I'll see you there.
I don't know